So you want to play that frontier seriously and upgrade your looting setup to actually make money. Well, the unlucky part is most of the guides on YouTube are AI thumbnail bullshit with a grinder's guide to looting, which is very not ideal. I saw one guy fucking mimic Slayer and, you know, go off his build to people who are noobs and don't know what the hell to do, and they might actually do that. Horrible decision. But I am here to actually show you how to loot, how to set up your build, what are you looking for. I have this really good picture from Zoe from the Dead Frontier server that shows the progression of the various implants, so I'll more so touch on the, well, various tips or different types of builds you can go for. This is like the basically the basic setup that most people use because it's most of the time it's the best setup, but I'll touch on the other setups as well just in case you are, you know, curious. So I won't dive too deep into each implant. I could do like a tier list on every implant, what it's good for, what it's bad for, and so on if you guys want to. But the basic gist of it is, first of all, you need to ensure that you're doing at least 400 damage, so you can two-shot the mobs in the end zones. You can go for 800 if you can, with like a Vindicator or something of the sort, but you know, 400 is enough. 2 hitting is more than enough. You shouldn't start looting at level 75 as soon as you're able to. It's a really bad idea. So you want to stack more implant slots so you have better implants, so that you have more weapon loot chance, so it's worth your time. Until then, I would just boss hunt and grind. You can level up in Wasteland really fast to like 200, especially with the Easter event boost of like 300% XP or whatever. So I would just focus on that and then make back all your money from looting. You shouldn't buy any grinding implants and stuff, you can just loan them, since once you finish grinding you're never gonna use them again anyway. As far as looting goes, I would start with trying to grab all of the seasonal implants. If you can't grab all of them, just grab the seasonal looting implants to get like loot spots, weapon loot chance, armor loot chance. Misc is great in general, but it's more of an afterthought than something you should chase actually. Because the way that looting blueprints works, it's usually not really worth it. So as far as actually buying implants, you should prioritize Prophecy, of course. You should only grab Mimic if you can still hit that damage threshold to do 400 damage, because with Mimic it's gonna double the negative of Prophecy, so you're gonna be at like, I don't know, minus 60% damage, so that's not ideal unless you already have a good setup. So you really wanna skip that one if you aren't able to still hit the damage threshold, because what point is having 200% bonus weapon loot chance if you can't even kill the mobs? So unless you can 2-hit at the very least, I wouldn't get it. So you could focus more on like the Fortune. It's a free 100% weapon loot chance, and honestly weapon loot chance is the one you want the most. Basically you want 550 to 600% weapon loot chance to actually be able to loot, you know, comfortably. You can get weapon loot chance and all the other loot stuff from, of course, implants, but you can also get it from clans if you are in a good clan, or if you apply to like a looting clan or whatever. Or if you're just a lone wolf, I mean, you can really get all the thresholds without even having a clan. My clan only has like 8% loot spots and no weapon loot chance and any of that, and I still have no issues. So realistically, as far as the utility implants go, you know, there's the symbiote, which you can easily skip because you would much rather just have more looting implants than have faster shooting, because when you're losing money, it's really fun to have high attack speed, but it's really not necessary. You want the mutant for damage or speed. Or if you're comfortable with your damage, you can just straight up buy an Oblivion instead and have like 30% movement speed boost. So that's amazing. As far as the LE implants go, I wouldn't buy any of them. Personally, I only have the scavenger hunt implant, and the only reason I have it is because I bought it when it released, and you know, at this point it's like 160, 180 mil. It's just not worth it. The looter implant is going for like 400 mil, the alternative is 50 mil, and it's really just slightly worse. It's not worth the 350 mil on top. So I would just go with all the replacement implants, and worst case, if you want to grind, you can swap all your looting implants into grinding ones by going and dismantling them into the implant box and then transferring it to whatever implant you want for only 2 mil per implant. So that's free. As far as looting builds go, you only have like 4 builds, 2 builds that are good and 2 that are very niche. So as far as the 2 builds that are actually good, one of them is the one I have on the Zoe's image thing. Basically, you go Prophecy, Mimic Prophecy, and then stack all the weapon loot chants and loot spot implants. And Mastercraft, of course. The Mastercraft implant is a really good one, but only if you already have high weapon loot chance, because if you don't have a lot of weapon loot chance, it doesn't really give you your money's worth. So, honestly, as far as that goes, that's like the basic one. You run that off event most of the time. But what I run on event is I mimic the U implant. It's a really good implant. It gives you like loot spots, rare loot chance, item find chance, which is huge. So if you mimic that, you're getting less broken beyond repair and that sort of thing. So I'm running the U implant mimicked with 550% weapon loot chance total, and I have no issues filling my bag with 38 slots in like 10-12 minutes. So, you know, that's a great alternative to the Prophecy build, especially with the mimicking you. You don't get the double negative from Prophecy like you do with mimicking the Prophecy, of course. So it's definitely a more tolerant build, but usually you can only run it during event, because off event you won't be able to hit 550% loot, weapon loot chance. So really, most of the time off event you're just gonna run the Prophecy build. Now the 2 niche builds is, you have the ammo build, and self-explanatory. You run everything on ammo loot chance. You double everything to get ammo loot chance. You can double Prophecy, you can double the Fortune implant on ammo loot chance, but I wouldn't recommend that. And if you have the Iron Man implant, that one also gives like a bunch of ammo loot chance, but I really do not recommend this build because I mean, you're loading ammo can go for 100k, 150k per box, but the chance of, you know, you're selling bulk, if you're just selling ammo, like selling all of them, it's gonna take a while if you even manage to sell it, so it's really not worth it in my opinion. It's a very niche build, not many people run it, it's whatever. The other build is the Misc loot chance build. So the way it works is, obviously you run all the Misc loot chance items, like there's like a couple implants from the vendor in Raven Ridge. There's like a couple LEs. You can run Fortune and Misc chance, and the thing is, with the way that blueprint loot chances work, it's really not worth it. If you're sacrificing your weapon loot chance, you're not filling your bag for a better chance at the blueprint, but the blueprint is such a low chance that running a build just for blueprints is really not worth it at this point of time. So I would just recommend going with one of the 2 builds, either Mimic You or Mimic Prophecy, and just follow the build that Zoe has here. So you just follow the whole build, and the rest of the slots pretty much just go to event implants or the Endertron equivalents or ER XL, but you don't care about Symbiote, you don't really care about Hook. Hook is great, but it's not really all that. Slayer, whatever. Sugar Rush, whatever. Blood Fiend, I think that's the free-to-play one, or it's Bloodlust, one of the two. Most of them are very meh, you just put in if you really need the damage or speed. I'm running like 100% speed boost, because I have Ultra Boost. If you're not, I mean, I wouldn't go past 100% speed. Really doesn't make any sense at that point. Damage, you only want enough to 2-hit or 1-hit the enemy. Besides that, just slot in either ERRX salvages or whatever you have. Number one priority for you is just grab the seasonal implants, grab a prophecy, and start working towards a mimic or a good enough weapon. If you have a good enough weapon, you can get mimic. If you don't, you can either save up for a weapon or get all the other implants first, like the really big ones, like some of the 50 mil ones that give like 30% to like weapon armor. Like the Omni Drive is pretty good, the heal is amazing. You know, just go at your own pace. Mimic is great, but if you can't kill stuff, it really isn't worth it. So I would just leave it at that, guys, honestly. If you have any questions, just leave them in the comments. I've tried to explain this as best I can. If I did something stupid, please do let me know, and, you know, see you in the next one, I guess.